In this video, we're going to be looking at Victoria Justice's music career after Victoria's, because I have a lot to say. It's really interesting because a lot of people may not know this, but Victoria Justice was basically kind of primed to be Nickelodeon's answer to Disney Channel's success when it comes to music. She was basically their Hannah Montana, or at least they tried to make her their Hannah Montana. So why did plans to turn her into a full pop star fail? Why was her debut album shelved by Columbia to the extent that she completely ditched music for a long period of time to focus solely on acting? And how did her comeback go? And generally everything with how her career has gone after her time on Victoria's. Let's get into it. So Victoria's career in the entertainment industry basically started with acting. Obviously, in shows like Gilmore Girls in 2003, The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody in 2005, and one of her biggest roles up until that point, Zoey 101, from 2005 to 2008, she was kind of making a name for herself. But she wouldn't actually have a presence in music until she was cast in a rarely talked about Nickelodeon musical TV movie called Spectacular, released in 2009. This was one of Nickelodeon's first attempts to try to gain some of the success that Disney was experiencing with many of its music-focused projects. The movie attracted 3.7 million viewers during its premiere, which was not great, seeing as other Disney Channel movie musicals had much better viewerships, like an average of 6.5 for most of those movies. And she was featured on 3 out of 12 songs on the soundtrack album, which also didn't do very well. It peaked at number 44 on the Billboard 200 charts. So it's easy to say that this project did not really deliver the results Nickelodeon was looking for, since most of Disney Channel's movie musicals averaged around 6.6 million viewers during their premieres. But obviously, Victoria's performance was impressive enough. I mean, not that impressive, but it was impressive enough to convince someone at Nickelodeon to give her own show centered around music. And it's the show that probably got you interested in this video, Victorious, which ran from 2010 to 2013. She, along with most of the cast from the show, would feature on the songs, and since Victoria was technically the star of the show, I mean, it was named after her, she would feature on almost every single song as the lead vocalist, all 3 of the soundtrack albums. Around the same time she was on Victorious, she signed a solo deal with Columbia Records and began work on her solo album with plans to release it in 2013. The lead single, Gold, which was a very teen pop, bubblegum pop song, was released and it did not do very well. Over 25 songs were recorded for this album. Caught Up in You was leaked a few years ago, and it's by far my favorite out of all the songs that were never released from this album. But I guess the performance of the lead single, Gold, was so bad to the point that Columbia didn't really want to release the full album. Alongside another promotional single called Shake, which performed even worse than Gold, nothing really stuck, and in August of 2014, she officially left Columbia Records. She was still active in recording music around that time up until 2015, but nothing really came out, and during her break from solo music, she did a few other projects, mostly in acting and mostly on TV. She was the lead actress in an MTV thriller series called Eye Candy, which low-key flopped, being cancelled after a 10-episode one-season run. I actually quite enjoyed the show. It was really good, and she was one of the leads in the Fox musical film The Rocky Horror Picture Show in 2016. She also starred in a film called The Outcast in 2017 and a bunch of other TV projects, including hosting the 2020 Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Award, until she finally made her return to music in the same year during the pandemic. So in 2020, she decided to return back to music with the single Treat Myself. It's a fine ballad, but nothing really impressive. She followed that up with Stay and Too Fucking Nice in 2021, Last Man Standing, Only a Stranger, and Big Girls Don't Cry in 2022. There was nothing from her as a solo artist released in 2023 until 2024, where she releases some of my favorite songs from her. So there is Tripped, Raw, and Down, which is the song that actually inspired me to make this video, because I heard it and I was like, oh my god, this is so good. What happened to Victoria's career? Like, I know what happened to her career, but like, this song basically made me think, wow, I mean, it's not impressive by any means. It's not like earth-changing, life-changing good music, but it's like, oh, it would have been nice to see her release an album. It's a very basic song, but it's like a tropical inspired song. It isn't really that distinctive, but like I said, I liked it. I really like it, and I still enjoyed occasionally here and there. It's a shame we never really got to hear the final album she was cooking up with Columbia Records. I guess if Caught Up in You was leaked, there's probably other songs that were leaked, but my fear with that is, like, most of the songs probably are not finished. We don't have the final version of them. But yeah, it would have been really interesting to see what the final album would have been like. So I really hope she releases a debut album based on the stuff that she's been releasing recently. It sounds really good, although I don't think that's happening anytime soon because she was just cast as a series regular in the new Suits LA TV show, which could prevent her from releasing a full album. But I don't know, I guess being booked and busy is better than not having a job. Anyway, let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. Thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you in the next one.